Alright, so I was asked to do my Time Thief deck profile. It's Time Thief Lair of Darkness. Nothing too crazy in here. And I'm doing this one-handed, so just gonna get started. So to start off, we've got the 3 Regulator. He is the Rescue Rabbit of the deck. Tribute himself and special summon 2 Time Thief monsters from the deck with different names. Time Thief Winder, probably the best card in the deck. He can special summon himself if you detach a material from an Xyz monster. When he's special summoned or normal summoned, you can search out a Time Thief card from your deck and add it to your hand, so he's really good. And then I play the 2 Bezel Ship. This might get bumped up to 3, but I still need to do some more play testing. Bezel Ship is really cool because if it's on field while you have a Time Thief monster, Xyz monster, you can tribute himself to attach a card from your opponent's graveyard to the Time Thief monster. So like when they're trying to Monster Reborn something or add something back to their hand, you can quick effect and tribute it and add that card to your hand. So like against Sky Striker, when they try to recur their engage, or if they try to bring back the Ray, you can quick effect and tribute to attach the Ray to the Redoer. Actually, I'm not sure because I think that's during the damage step, so I don't know if I can do that during the damage step. But most of the time, if they have a Ray in the graveyard and then they have like Shizuku or I think they end on Shizuku, you can tribute this to attach the Ray to the Time Thief Redoer and then attack over the Shizuku. So that's a really good card. So that's it for the Time Thief monsters. For extenders, I play 3 Kage to Kage, 2 Shithana, 2 Nahada, and then 2 Mapora. The Tenyi Spirit level 4 monsters, they're free special summons if you control no effect monsters. If you open up with a Tenyi and a Regulator, then always go with the Regulator. But if you open up with like Tenyi and like a Winder, you can special summon Mapora or any of the Tenyi monsters and then summon the Winder and then go from there. That's your Redoer. So for the Lair of Darkness cards, I play 3 Arima and 2 Lilith. Lilith can search out your Shade Brigadine. She can search out your Flyback. So she's a really good card, and if you have Lair of Darkness on field, which you can use him to get, you can tribute off your opponent's monsters just to get a free card. So it's really cool. For the 1-ofs, I play the 1 Phantom Skyblaster for obvious reasons. 1 Phantom Knights, Silent Boots, and then 1 Darkest Diabolos. I like this because if it goes into the graveyard, it can search out Shade Brigadine or the Fogblade. But that's why I'm only playing it at 1, because I have other ways to get those cards as well. And the Darkest Diabolos is really cool because if I have him in hand and I have Regulator, then when I activate Regulator's effect to tribute itself, he can special summon from the hand. So it's a really cool play, and if you're going first and you have like an extra monster on board with Lair of Darkness, you can tribute that and then target 1 card in your opponent's hand to either add it to the top or the bottom of the deck. So you're kind of slowing them down a little bit. That's pretty much it for the monsters. For spells, I don't play much. Excuse the scratch that's on the sleeve. But I'm playing 3 Lair of Darkness, and the 2 Allure of Darkness, and 1 Time Thief hack. This is good for OTKs, but that's why I'm only playing 1, because the point of the deck isn't to OTK, it's to just disrupt your opponent. So it's not a competitive deck, it's just a fun deck, but you can easily OTK with Time Thief hack. It's pretty cool, actually. That's it for spells. Next, traps. 3 Flyback. Flyback's a really good card because if it's in your graveyard, you can banish it to target a card in in your opponent's graveyard, attach it to a redoer, or you can activate this effect on field to attach a Time Thief card to a redoer you control. So I normally just attach another copy of Flyback. So there's that. 3-Shade Brigadine. This is probably the best starter card in the deck because it's Redoer with a trap, which is probably the best version of Redoer. I did mess that up. And next I play 2 Summon Limit, just because if you have Redoer on field and you have a Summon Limit, then you're stopping your opponent and you're milling their deck. It's just a standard card to play. And then 2 1-ofs. Another way to get to Lair of Darkness and a Fog Blade just for more disruption plays. So that's it for the main deck. I don't have a side deck because this isn't a competitive deck. But for the extra deck, I've got the 3 Time Thief Redoer. I thought about just putting this to 2, but 3 is just correct because if you lose 2, then the deck's done. You lose. So Redoer at 3. Now I just have like some generic links that kind of help. 1 Monk just for your 10E plays if you want a link arrow pointing down. 1 Barricade Board Blocker. He's good to protect your Time Thief Hack and your Lair of Darkness. If you have a Lair of Darkness in your graveyard and you summon him, you can discard a card to just add it back. Proxy Dragon, just another generic link too. Wee Witch's Apprentice, because all your monsters are going to be dark with Lair of Darkness on the field anyway. Linfo, just another generic link too. Next is Triple Burst. I like this against the Sky Striker matchup because anything that happens during the damage step, I can negate it. So you negate the Ray coming back with this. It's really cool. 1 Decode Talker, just another generic link 3, but I like the effect to tribute a monster you control and negate the tribute a monster that this card points to, negate the activation of a card. Right? You can if you have Lair of Darkness and this is on field, you contribute your opponent's monster that this is pointing to. Nightmare Griffin. Probably gonna take this out to be honest and just put in like another Nightmare card like Nightmare Phoenix or Nightmare Cerberus. Borreload and Saryuja. Might take out Saryuja for Boreal Sword. I thought about doing this just to recur resources, but there's not too many times where I have a board that isn't just 2 Time Thief Redoers. So or not to recur resources, just to add more resources to hand. But this might just end up getting taken out. Maybe. I don't know yet. And then this is good because you could just take your opponent's monsters. And then I have the Abyss Dweller and the Daigusto Emerald, just 2 other rank 4 options. So you could use this to recur resources and this to stop like your Orcus matchups and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it for the deck. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.